So the diagram shows the region R bounded by a part of the curve C. So this is the region R with equation 3 minus x squared. So the equation of this line is y equals to 3 minus x squared. The y-axis, and the line y equals to 2. So this is the region R lying in the first quadrant. Okay, first quadrant means this thing, second quadrant is here, third quadrant here, fourth quadrant here. So now write down the equation of the curve obtained when C is translated by 2 units in the negative y direction. That means we want the equation when this curve is translated 2 units in the negative y direction. That means go down by 2 units. Okay, when it goes down by 2 units, the curve will look like, this. Okay, something like this. Okay, so every point, then the y-intercept would be at 1. Let's say if it's translated 2 units. So because we learned in the earlier topic, so fx minus 2, this is fx, then this is fx minus 2. Translate 2 units down. So the new equation would be, y equals to 3 minus x squared minus 2, because the y values decrease by 2 for every point. So the whole graph translate 2 units in the negative y direction. Now hence or otherwise show that the volume of the solid formed when R is rotated completely about the line y equals to 2 is given by this, and evaluate this integral exactly. So because we see that, let's say rotating the original curve 360 degrees about the line y equals to 2. So rotating about this line y equals to 2 will form a volume of a solid like this. But if we translate this curve 2 units downward and rotate it about the x-axis instead, will also form a same solid with the same volume. These two are exactly the same. So if I'm able to integrate this part and integrate this and solve the volume for this, is equivalent to finding the volume for this. So when we integrate to find volume, when we use this formula, pi integrate y squared dx, okay, we are finding the volume when this curve, this y equals to this y curve is rotated about the x-axis. This formula is for rotating curve y about x-axis. It's not for rotating curve y about the line y equals to 2 or any other line or any other curve. So we don't have, because we don't have currently in the A-level syllabus, we do not learn anything that teach us how to integrate to get directly the volume of a solid that is generated when a curve is rotated about any other line other than the x-axis and the y-axis. So instead of solving directly, we translate it 2 units. Now we get it to rotate 360 degree about the x-axis and find the volume, and we know that this volume equals to same volume here. So we managed to find the volume of this one by doing this. So that's the key idea here. So then what we do is the volume of the solid would be equals to y, okay, so pi integrate y squared dx, and my y square is not this thing square, rather is this the square of this thing, right? So the new curve, so pi integrate, this is the y, so it will be 3 minus x squared minus 2 whole thing square dx. And if I evaluate this, it will give me integrate. So 3 minus 2 is just 1, right? So it's 1 minus x squared. 1 minus x squared is 1 minus 2x squared plus x4 dx. And you know this curve intersect the x-axis at where? Let's check this formula. So y equals to 0. When y equals to 0, my x is my x is just equals to 1 or minus 1, but we know this point must be 1, this point cannot be minus 1. So when we integrate to find the volume of the solid, we are integrating from 0 to 1. So 0 to 1. Hence we have proven, so show that the volume of solid form when r is rotated about the line 1 is given by this. So we have shown it. Okay, because we know that this volume of solid is same as that volume of solid. So, and the next part is to evaluate this integral exactly, which is pretty easy to do because this we can integrate term by term. So we do this, we integrate 1, we get x, we integrate x squared, get minus 2x cubed over 3, right, then plus x5 over 5, 1 0, and then after that we do the substitution. 1 minus 2/3, 1 cube is just 1, right, so plus 1/5, then minus 0 0 0, everything substitute, so that means we got this inside here. Just doing this to show you how it's done, which is quite simple. You don't have to write 0 0 0, right, if you are familiar. So 1 minus 2/3 is 1/3. What is 1/3 plus 1/5 is just 8 over 15 pi. So just let me check my working. 1/3 plus 1/5 is try to be very sure when you are doing, because you don't want to lose mark based on the carelessness, just because you are careless on some things. So 8 over 15 units cube, because we are talking about volume here. Okay, and okay, that's it.